Hello YouTube and welcome back to the GonzoEwok channel with me, Gonzo,
And me, Ewok.
for episode 2 of the Escapists.
Now in episode 1 we went through a fairly typical... Oop, I'm clicking new game. Back, cancel.
Shambles already, we haven't even started.
I've lost my save! I've lost my save! Is that really all it takes for you to lose your save? Okay, welcome to episode 2 where we're going to start again.
But this is actually a good
It's
point.
fine because episode 1 all we did was show people what the sort of daily routine was like in the prison. So what we can do is I'll start straight away in making my escape plans.
Cool. Last time was really more of a kind of like an overview. So we'll see how we get on with this one. And literally, you can be conniving from point 1 then, basically.
Absolutely, I'm not going to mess around.
Nice. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing this because it was good to get an overview in the last episode of kind of the game's kind of basic mechanics, how it works, general overview about the point of it. Whereas here we're actually going to see what you can be doing if you're going to try and play smart.
Absolutely, and I am going to try and play smart. I'm not going to pick a fight with one of the officers. That would not be playing smart.
Now you'll have to be careful because if you start talking,
roll call started, so I've been counted. I can walk away. I'm going to try and find some stuff that would be specifically useful.
Cool.
Toothpaste is useful, but it's probably a bit further down the line. I'm going to need the toothpaste. Now, my plan is, to start, I want to get into the vents. I want to get into the ventilation
So we
system.
saw them at the end of the last episode, and you can stand on your desk and you can have a bit of a look up and see where the vents are, maybe get a file and work your way through the bars there.
So once I get into the vents and I start breaking my way through the vents, that'll give me the opportunity to move around the prison at night and maybe get some stuff that way.
Cool.
I also want to knock this wall through.
Right.
And use the wall interior to store some of my contraband in.
Nice.
And hide that behind a poster that I'll create.
You're a crafty bastard.
So yeah, so all of my escape tools are going to be constructed and hidden in the wall cavity.
Nice.
And then at night I'm going to build myself a little doll that'll sit in my bed and look like I'm in my bed, and I'm going to be crawling around the ventilation systems, scavenging for stuff. I think there's several ways you can escape. I think you can tunnel out.
Right.
You have to dig a tunnel, you have to put supports in it and everything like that.
Right, cool. Great escape style.
If you incapacitate all of the guards, the prisoners take over the prison, and that counts as a victory. You can escape across the rooftop, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
What I am going to do is I am going to get in the air vent system and sneak around the prison at night, take out a couple of isolated guards, steal their keys and make copies of their keys.
Right.
I'm going to get a guard's uniform, and one day when everything's ready, I'm going to walk out the front door.
That would be that's what we'd call like the legendary victory.
So that's what I'm going to do.
Just strolling out the prison.
So my plan to get out of prison is to walk out the front door.
Nice.
Now, there's different colours. Now, I presume the different colours reflect different keys. So I might get, that may be the maintenance key, say, that gets you in the wall cavities and in a certain place. That'll be the jobs key. There'll be a staff area.
Okay.
We could have a walk around the prison. We haven't really had an explore. Some storage things.
So
That's the metalwork.
Is that visitation at the bottom?
It is, but I don't think visitation's implemented yet.
Right.
This is the job area, so I can click here. Every job is busy. So if I wanted a job,
you'd have to shank that person.
I'd have to shank the person
space.
to free the space up.
Nice.
Medical
Medical supplies, or
supplies,
drugs,
that
scalpels.
Some more cells up here. That's our cells here.
Listen to him. He's walking.
This will be the staff area.
There was a guy walking by there just saying, "I'm going to find a little guy and start a fight." He's not very nice.
Yeah, well, I do not intend to be a little guy for very long. I'm focusing on intelligence. Boost my intelligence up
so
a
that'll
bit.
help with your crafting.
Yeah,
right.
But I'm also going to need to try and do some jobs for people because I need some money. No, I'm not putting the beat down on a guard. No, they all want me to put beat downs on guards, and I'm not that stupid. Having some dinner, getting the fatigue down. I want to get out the laundry room as quick as possible because the metalwork job pays better and is easier.
Right.
Now you need decent intelligence to do the metalwork, so it's not worth me shanking the guy whose job it is just yet. I'd also have to shank them while they're on their way to their job, because they'll go to the infirmary, they'll recover quite quickly.
Right.
I need to make sure they can't get to their job.
So you would turn up at the the employment office and be like, "Look, I'll do his job. And then they're like, oh, he's a good guy. And it's like, yeah, I'm also dripping with blood because I just stabbed him in the neck with a sharpened toothbrush.
But I won't be dripping in blood because I work in the laundry room. Oh, hang on, I've got too much gear here. I'll just put that on the floor for now. None of it's contraband, so none of it will get taken away if the guards come in. The guards do occasionally come in and check on you.
Will other prisoners try and get their hands on that? Like, do other prisoners try and escape, or do they do anything daft?
I've not seen anyone try and escape like that.
Right.
But I mean, it's possible. They certainly get into fights with you.
You know, like, it could be quite a good mechanic in the future. Like, you hear a rumour somebody's trying to dig a tunnel sort of thing, and then you kind of win into that confidence and see if you can actually join in with their plan rather than you having to do your own thing.
I know that you can get them to sort of join you in a posse.
Right.
I presume you've got to get them to like you to do that, which will involve doing missions for them. You can also give them things. Obviously, the better the thing that you give them, the more it improves their reputation.
Right.
I don't know if you have them joining you, if they'll help in your escape plan in any way, shape or form.
Right.
I mean, I've never broken... Theoretically, I could break into somebody else's cell through the air vent in the middle of the night. I'm not sure how they'd react to that.
Aye. Well, you never know. It depends on.
I mean, if I hover over a prisoner, you'll see they've got a colour over them. So he's yellow, so it means he's sort of fairly indifferent to us. If it was orange or red, he wouldn't like me very much. If it was green, he'd think I was cool.
Right.
Relationships deteriorate over time. Guards have a relationship status with you as well. But I don't think there's any way you can specifically increase or decrease that. I think if you get in trouble, it decreases. And if you're good, it'll gradually increase over time. You never know,
in future there might be some sort of mechanic where you can like snitch on some of your fellow prisoners and kind of win the trust of the guards a little bit.
At the expense of your back. At the expense of sort of losing the respect of your fellow prisoners.
Yeah, yeah.
He's been in a scrap. My fist left a dent in his forehead.
The violent buggers, these.
Yeah, for a minimum security prison, they are quite violent. I mean, if I click on one of them, no, he hasn't got a weapon. I was just interested to see if he had a weapon.
Guards have those billy clubs.
Oh, I've done it again. I've got myself exhausted. Super quick shower, just to drop my fatigue a bit.
Then work on your strength, eh?
I'd rather work on my strength than my speed, to be honest. The speed seems like a little unnecessary. Maybe useful when you're going to escape. If you find yourself being chased, then the speed might give you the edge to get away. But for general prison life, when the threat of violence is around every corner, I want to increase my strength and consequently get my health up.
Nice. So what's the first big step of your plan then? What are you going to do when you get some time to work on your escape?
The first big step of my plan is I need to secure some duct tape so I can make the poster. Once I've got the poster, I need to knock a hole through the wall.
Right.
Because I'm going to have to start creating stuff in order to aid in creating or buying stuff in order to aid in my escape that is contraband, and I'm going to need to keep that contraband away from my cell in case I get shut down.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is very much step one, is getting my tools together, and before that I need a place to keep them.
Cool.
So let's see what this guy's got for sale, see if he's got any duct tape. He's got sheets of metal and some talcum powder. I've got this fella.
Jesus, he's carrying a scalpel.
He's got a length of rope, a guard's outfit, a piece of timber and a crafting note. I'll take the crafting note and I'll use that straight away. Fake wall block, I need 2 papier-mâché and some ink, and I can create a fake bit of wall.
Nice. So could you use that maybe instead of the
I could, but I had fake wall blocks before, and fake wall blocks deteriorate where your posters don't.
Right, okay.
It may be that fake wall blocks are more difficult for the guards to spot. If you get struck down, there is a possibility that they'll check behind the poster.
Right.
It's just sort of randomly determined.
So what happens if you're caught then? Do they put you in solitary or...?
Yep, you can end up in solitary.
Right.
Which will skip you maybe a day or two ahead. There's no end game scenario where you can permanently lose.
Right. So it's not like
it's just a system of setbacks. You get put in solitary. All the equipment that you've spent could end up getting confiscated. You may basically be starting from square one in theory.
All a prisoner's got's time though, so there's no time limit or anything like that. It's not like you've got 10 days to make your escape or.
No, nothing like that.
No.
I'm a little upset that I can't get hold of any of the. What did I say? Duct tape today.
Duct tape.
But that's fine. I will drop this stuff that I've collected off into my cell. We've got a bit more free time, so I'll see if there's anything else I can get. And then at evening roll call, I'll take the soup. Then at evening roll call, I'll see if anyone's got any more jobs available for me that don't involve shanking guards. I need something to create a weapon with. That's what I need. Now I remember a few of the weapon recipes. I've already cleared out pretty much all those cells, haven't I?
Looks like, yep. There's a few more to check. Anywhere else you can, just trying to be sensible about this, anywhere else you can think where you might get your hands on a roll of duct tape?
I believe you can only get them from...
Oh, what's he doing?
He's upset because he found me in another prisoner's cell.
All right.
So I'll just run away from him and hopefully he'll forget.
Jesus.
I mean, he gave me a clip around the head. Hopefully that'll be enough for him.
That
And then I'll go straight back to where I was and start with the thieving again.
That's rehabilitation in process for you there, then, by the looks of it. He's deterred you for all of about 5 seconds, so they're solitary then.
Yeah, I just spotted them there. I was just having a look, making sure. So yeah, give me a nice cuff around the ear, you naughty boy. So yeah, you're not allowed to be in other prisoners' cells.
Yeah, that makes sense, I suppose.
If the prisoner catches you in their cell, you're in for a beating as well.
Aye.
Especially if you're rooting through their drawers at the time that they walk past. Plunger.
Could you use that to, like, flood your toilet or something like
You
that?
use it to unblock the toilet. If you've got contraband and you know you're about to be searched, you can flush stuff down the toilet.
Nice.
He's got a lot of toothpaste. He's very big on his oral hygiene.
Liam.
Oh, there he is there. Right. Now, in terms of weaponry, there's not really much I can create with, but what I can do is use the toothbrush against the wall. Toothbrush shave!
Nice! The best of all prison weapons. Love it.
Not a brilliant weapon, but it is a weapon. And I'll do a little bit more internet research to get my intelligence up a bit. My stats will constantly degrade over time, so it's important you keep it up.
Right, okay, so it does encourage you, like, you've got to kind of engage with the regime a little bit, and you've got to kind of keep...
So, like, you can't
grinding.
keep all your stats at max, so I might want to keep my intelligence high while I'm creating all the gear.
Okay then. And then it could be once you've crafted all your gear and you're thinking, right, I want to escape here, right, I need my speed and my strength up to assist us on the mission, so to speak.
Absolutely.
Mint.
It's a fun life in prison, lifting weights, making toothbrush shaves.
Well, it's, I suppose, kind of arts and crafts, you know. Kind of creative.
I don't really have any cash to buy anything off anyone now. Crowbar would be useful.
Jesus.
As would a hammer and a foil. Foil?
Tin foil.
What we would call tin foil.
Yeah, you like feed it to guards and then it interferes with their fillings and freaks them out.
No, I did have a recipe for something that's really cool. Duct tape and tin foil. You can make a contraband bag and you can carry contraband through the metal detectors.
Nice.
It shields it from the detectors, which is pretty cool. Right, I think there's less prisoners in this than in the medium security one, which means I've got less things to rob, which is a little unfortunate.
And does, like, loot regenerate or anything like that? Then I know you're
I think tomorrow morning all their desks will be really full again.
So probably, I mean, we're getting towards the night time here, so chances are probably what's going to have to happen is finish off this day and then tomorrow when you come back having a bit of a look round again, seeing if you can get some.
Somehow Trevor got his grubby paws on my post that I needed back. That's a mission I'm going to take, so I'll do that next time to get a bit extra cash.
Right.
But yeah, a slow start for today. All we really got was a bunch of stuff. Some of that stuff will come in useful, but I don't have the crafting things that I need to go with it to make it into something useful.
Aye.
But you will see that some of this stuff gets used. The poster and the magazine in particular is going to be used to create my poster, so that's like step one.
Aye.
I've got toothbrush shave, so it's not completely wasted. I've got myself a weapon.
Can you use the paperclip for like a lockpick or anything like that?
I'm not sure. I haven't found a recipe to use a paperclip with, but I've had people asking for paperclips before as part of missions as random items.
Aye.
So yeah, I will sleep and we will call it a day on episode 2, which is also kind of an episode 1 in a way because we had to start again.
Well, I suppose like episode 0, as it was just kind of an overview of the game more than anything else, which was, you know, it's a bit upsetting, but really it's giving you the day 1 again to actually start planning your escape.
Absolutely. And we'll come back to my escape next time.
See you later.